Practice out there today. We got one more practice tomorrow, and then the players will be off on a Friday and Saturday, with the exception of the academic responsibilities and the weight room responsibilities. And then we'll come back Sunday and get started. Questions?
What's popped out to you, or has any individual popped out to you during the kind of end of practice with the young guys?
Today, what showed to me today was, I think the defensive young kids were a little bit more prepared to play today than the offensive kids were. I can't tell you I have the answer to why, because they're getting an opportunity at the end of practice to really show the coaching staff what they can do. But a guy like Brandon Russell, he came to play today. That it was good to see him out there.
I know you always look back at seasons afterwards, and obviously the last 2 years you got off to good starts, and the second half it's kind of tailed off. Is there anything you've been able to trace as maybe why that's been the case?
I don't look at it like that. To me, there's no momentum week to week. You play the games when you play them. Had those games been played in a different order, would the results have been the same or different? I don't know. You got to go back and look at the health of the team. There's a lot of things that happen. I don't think the game before has any effect on the game you're currently playing. So, to me, it's not about that. It's about us preparing to be 1-0 this week and putting all of our energy and what we're doing into maximizing the bye week and then being 1-0 in our next game.
Kyle, when you look back at the first half, I know you just said you like to take each game as 1 week, but when you look back at the first 6 games, is there a reason you guys are off to a 5-1 start? Is there something you feel like you're doing really well as a whole?
I think we're playing well as a team. I think our team is playing well. I don't know, as I look at us statistically, because the bye week gives you an opportunity to do that. We probably jump out in sacks, but I don't know what else we jump out in. But we've been effective in a lot of different areas. I think offensively, we've been able to win some games running the football. We've been able to win some games in the air. We've been able to win some games with a combination of the two. Special teams has helped us win football games. Defense has helped us win football games. So I think what jumps out to me is we have to play as a team to be successful. We can't do it in just one phase.
Along those lines, you're not ranked defensively where they usually are. Given the wide variety of offenses you played, are you still satisfied with overall defense?
I am satisfied. I don't put a lot of stock in mid-year statistics. I think even end-of-the-year statistics are a little deceiving because of the conference you play in. To me, the most valuable statistics in terms of seeing where you are is seeing where you are in relation to your peers. Your conference statistics at the end of the year give you a pretty good indicator of where you are in relation to the teams you play. And to me, that's the most important thing. Different conferences play with different styles. So to compare statistics with completely different schedules in college football, I think it's difficult.
That said, Gary's first or second in almost every major Big Ten passing category. Is it just decision-making? Is that the main thing he's doing better, or is it a bigger picture with Gary?
I think what it tells you is that we're playing good football on offense as a group. Gary's always had the ability to make the throws. That has never been the issue. Now he's making excellent decisions. He's managing the game better than he ever has. We need him to continue to do that. But the receivers are catching the ball for him. The offensive line is doing a good job of protecting for him. We've been able to run the ball efficiently enough to allow us to stay on schedule for the most part. And when we haven't, you see the effects of what it does to us, because when we haven't been, the protection suffers. It's hard to protect the quarterback when you're off schedule. But when I guess what it means when you're this is a little bit back to Tom's question. If you're at the top of a category right now, it's probably an indicator you're playing good football.
Obviously, the move yesterday with Hicks to safety was the most prominent thing. But where else are you kind of looking to build depth or look for certain individuals to step up and build depth during this bye week?
We have to get better at every position. We have to get better at every position. On the offensive line, we're still building depth. J.J. Devin, who's playing a little bit for us, this week has to make him a better football player. Guys like Brian Leone, with Derek Nelson, that next group of guys in the game, Dorian Miller, they have to get better this week. We're looking at everybody. If there's a player on this team we think can help us, we're trying to give him enough opportunity to show us that he can help us, because we're going to use him. But at every position, we have to build depth. There's still a lot of football left to play this year.
Kyle, I know one of the hallmarks of this defense is the ability to be multiple. How much does the rush end help that, or is there another factor that's helped you with multiple looks?
Our rush end is not as unique anymore as I think maybe it was 6 or 7 years ago. There's a lot of teams now that have that hybrid lineman or drop lineman into coverage, the way we do. I think it's pretty almost standard operating procedure on defense these days. try to give the offense enough looks. What you have to be multiple on defense is smart football players. That's what you have to have, because you're asking them to do a lot of different things and fit in a lot of different places, both in the run and in your coverage. And I think we've got that. I think we've got smart football players.
We talked a lot about that one cornerback spot that's had a lot of turnover. How steady of a presence has Grief been on the other side?
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. When your seniors play their best football, and I think Grief is playing his best football right now, it makes your whole team better. And if you want to have the opportunity to have a special season, and we've earned the opportunity right now to have a really special season, but you never do it without your seniors, and your seniors have to play football. They have to play their best football.
From an offensive standpoint, I mean, I'm sure this is what you want every time, but is this a really complementary offense in terms of, when I see it at least, like Simmons does something very different than Terzilli, who does something very, Goodwin and Peoples are complementary. Is this an offense that kind of plays off each other really well?
It does, and the guy with the ball in his hands has to make those decisions. And when you see, I think the last game there were 8 different receivers who caught passes, that tells you 2 things. One, we've got guys all over the field that can catch passes. Coach Friesian's putting them in position too, which I thought was a strength when we were fortunate to hire him, that he would figure out how to use the pieces we had. But you also have to have the guy with the ball in his hands making those decisions and going through his reads on each play. And then when he does that, then you see the ball go to Leonte when he's one-on-one, but when he's not, you see the ball go to Terzilli, or you see it go to Simmons, or you see it go to one of the backs out of the backfield, or you see it go to a guy like Tyler Croft, and he makes a big play in the game on 3rd down. So I think you have to have the pieces. I thought we did. You have to have the guy who can give you the scheme to utilize it. I thought we were fortunate to bring that guy to our program. But the most important guy is the one with the ball in his hands, and he's got to make those decisions.